Okay, so Mr. Madhu, will you be recording or should I record? Okay. Hello. I think you guys should be recording because then you will be editing it. But just let me know when you start recording.
Ma'am, we are recording it, ma'am.
Oh, doesn't come up as recording on my screen.
Exactly. Doesn't say being recorded.
It's being recorded, ma'am. No problem. We are recording it.
Or?
We are recording it, ma'am.
Okay. Normally it tells you it's being recorded.
Yeah, you can see it on the upper margin of your screen that this session is being recorded. But okay. So I take their word for it. Okay, so we'll start then. Hello, everyone. My name is Namrata, and I'm here as a social media team member for the Indian chapter of the Women in Nephrology Initiative. I am in conversation with world-renowned nephrologist Dr. Liz Lightstone, and who is also one of the expert speakers for Win India's first international conference. She is someone who certainly needs no introduction and is known for her great expertise in and a significant contribution to the field of nephrology. Good afternoon, Dr. Lightstone. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation and for sparing the time for today's interview. We know you have quite the busy schedule. Could you tell us something about some of the activities that you're currently involved in?
So it's been an interesting time in lupus nephritis. I jointly run a big lupus nephritis clinic in West London, and we're currently getting to grips with how to use the new treatments. We've long done our own thing because we tend to minimize steroids or avoid steroids. And I've been using rituximab a lot over the years, but now we're learning how to use belimumab. We don't have access to voclosporin in the UK, but we do use tacrolimus in treating it. So we're doing quite a lot of clinical work. We've been using belimumab increasingly in our renal patients with extrarenal disease, but now working out how to use it in lupus nephritis. And the projects we're mostly doing at the moment have been looking at our long-term outcomes, because we've been in this clinic for over 20 years. And also trying to work out better prognostic factors and using the biopsy more effectively than we do currently.
That sounds super interesting. And I know lupus is one of your areas of interest. You'll also be talking about lupus nephritis in the conference, I think. So what aspects of the disease would you like to touch in your talk?
I've got a new bee in my bonnet. It's not a very original bee in my bonnet, but I've got a new bee in my bonnet. I think we've become obsessed with proteinuria over the years because that's what they measure in trials and it's easy to measure. But what I'm really interested in is protecting kidney function. You know, yesterday in clinic, I saw a woman who now has a GFR of 2, and she wouldn't come in to start dialysis because she had to go to work with her GFR 2. But we've known her for a long time, and she's had multiple flares, and she's graduate, and actually it's a straight line decline. We've had acute bits and we've made her better, but then she's carried on getting worse, and we need to see into kidney failure. Yeah, and I think trials haven't focused enough on preservation of function. I think the BLISS-LN trial has been landmark in that respect because it had 2 years follow-up and happened. But somehow we've got to be focusing much more. We need GFRs of over 90 at the end of treatment, not over 60, because if you're got a GFR of 60 mils per minute at the age of 25, you're never going to get to a good old age with not needing dialysis. So that's my new mantra, but it's how we do it. And I'm very interested, I don't know if there's a trial plan, but I would like to see what the SGLT2 inhibitors do in lupus nephritis. Patients with lupus were excluded from all those studies, but it radically improved outcomes in IgA nephropathy. So I don't see why they won't help in lupus nephritis. So, but we really, really need improvements in treatment that improve adherence, that are easier for people to take, that don't make them feel ill. But my focus in the talk is going to be slightly off title. I think we need to focus on keeping function preserved and finding the best ways and personalising medicine, which I don't think we can do very well yet. You know, you can see 2 patients with a class 4 nephritis with completely different responses to treatment. And we just need better ways to say, this patient should have MMF, this patient should have cyclophosphamide, this patient needs triple therapy, etc. And that's what I think the next 5-10 years is going to teach us.
That sounds very interesting. And I agree with you that lupus affects women who are quite young and who are still studying or just starting their careers or about to start families. So your talk would definitely go a long way in that. Any messages that you have for women in nephrology, not only in India, but across the globe?
I think it's really vibrant, our community now. And I have to say, I'm on the Executive Council of Women in Nephrology, and that's been largely American-based, I think, over the years. And they do fantastic courses. There's one coming up on a leadership conference, really empowering women. I think generally women in medicine have been slow to put themselves forward for positions, for gaining a sense of confidence to be leaders in whichever field they choose to be in nephrology. But women in nephrology in India is just a phenomenon. I mean, it started from nowhere with a few really enthusiastic women determined to make it better for the next generation. And that you've now got a conference of this quality. I mean, you know, I've looked at the program in detail. It's extraordinary. And your presence on social media, I take my hat off to you. I think it's wonderful. And I think for supporting trainees, you know, representation is everything. And seeing such extraordinary role models in your country is just fantastic.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lyston, for your kind words. And we have a lot of phenomenal women spearheading this movement, as you said, and we look forward to your continued support. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining in today. I think that's all from me today. Any last words?
No, really a pleasure to speak to you, and I'm looking forward to the meeting and seeing women in nephrology in India going from strength to strength.
Thank you so much. And I hope that the next time we talk, it will be in person.
That's the date. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think we are done here. Guys, are you done recording? So we can stop now. Oh dear. Mr. Madan, anyone?